Hello, and welcome to my latest Simon Says Sci-Fi for the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. And in these sober times, I'm talking to you on the 28th of February, 2022. Worldwide, everybody's holding their breath. And we're in a situation where Vladimir Putin has at least verbalized, if nothing else, the thought of using nuclear weapons. And of course, this has tightened everybody's sphincter. Some people say we should nuke him first. On a personal basis, I think that would be a mistake, because that would give him the reason to use even more nuclear weapons as a retaliation. But it just reminds me of all the sci-fi films that we've watched, where we've had great entertainment, imagining what the world will be like after Armageddon, where everything has been destroyed through a great nuclear war. Well, here it is on our doorstep. How does it feel? It reminds me of the Second World War. Here in the UK, we said that if Germany entered Poland, then we would be at war. And of course, that's exactly what Hitler did. He went straight into Poland, and we had to announce that we were at war. And then once we were technically at war, there was this sort of phony period where no bullets were fired, but everybody was on tenterhooks. And that's a little bit of what I think it's like today. All I can say on a personal basis, I have fans who have written to me from Ukraine, so I feel for them, and I feel for them as I do the Polish in 1939. And history is very strange. My grandparents told me a lot of what was going on during the Second World War. I lived in a place called Ruislip in northwest London, where we have the Polish War Memorial. And that's because we had a lot of Poles who were refugees during the war, and quite a few were fighter pilots for us during the Battle of Britain. And also the Poles, when they stayed after the war, helped rebuild not only Ruislip, but the rest of the country too. And then several decades later, there was this attitude of anti-Poles. Anti-Poles. The Polish are stealing all our houses. They're stealing all our jobs. And what I fear is this sort of thing is going to repeat again. We're going to welcome the Ukrainians with open arms because they are genuine refugees. We don't need to ask the question, are you sure you're in danger? Because we know they are, and we are witnessing it on an hourly basis. But I can imagine once things have settled down in several generations' time, there'll be an anti-Ukraine situation. The Ukrainians will be blamed for all the ills that are going on, where in fact it's domestic politics that created a lack of housing. But let's not get too political. Let's just imagine what can actually happen. As I say, we have read many a story, watched many a film, and in theory enjoyed the films and the stories that were telling us of what was going to happen if there was a nuclear attack. In some of the stories, it gets so close, but it's suddenly stopped because some aliens have visited the planet and stopped all our foolish behaviour. Well, I absolutely pray there are some aliens on their way to stop the foolish nonsense that is going on. But it's unlikely. So in the meantime, we must support the Ukrainians, in my view, and we must have all our efforts to negotiate, but not forget what's going on at home. We shouldn't spend all the money on warfare. We should have some of the money to maintain the standards that we've got here, and so that everybody is, as good a position as they can be. So let's just hope that this is just a short war, and not because 7 nuclear bombs have gone off and there's nobody living on the planet. Let's just hope that some common sense comes to the table at some point. So until my next little vlog, which hopefully will be much happier, I'll say toodle pip, God bless, and just look after yourselves as best you can.